Hello everybody, this is Rebecca. Welcome back. In today's video, I am building a glass house in Granite Falls. This home is mostly inspired by the glass house, which was designed by Philip Johnson in the late 40s. So I had that shape in mind while I was building. There's also a house that's featured pretty prominently in many Korean dramas. I think the latest example that I can think of is King the Land, and I'm sure that that home in Korea is also inspired by the glass house. So that's what I had in mind, and as you can see, we are playing still with the brand new glass walls feature. I am still having such a good time building with this new feature. I still have so many different ideas that I have in my head that I am either starting or have written down that I want to work on soon, so expect many more glass walls builds coming up. But today's build is a very simple one, and it's very different from my last build. My last build had multiple stories, and it was very colorful, and it had a lot of different rooms and a lot of different features in the home. This is very straightforward. It has one technical bedroom area and a bathroom, and it is a vacation home, although you could definitely move a sim in here and live in this home, although it is very bare bones. But I did make sure that there was room for having people over. So if you are vacationing with your friends in Granite Falls, you can invite sims over for dinner parties or something like that. So I made sure that there was extra room for seating, but this is definitely just meant for one or two people to sleep overnight. And the color scheme is also very different from our last build. This is a little bit more monotone, it's a lot more moody. I had already decided that I wanted to build in Granite Falls for a number of reasons. First of all, I just wanted to build a simple vacation home, so that was one of the criteria that I had. And also when I decided that I wanted to do a glass home, I wanted to make sure that this was in an area that was very well shaded. I didn't want to build a glass home in an environment where it would feel like it would get way too hot with glass walls. So a forested area was the perfect location. And I originally had the mid-century color scheme in mind. So I put down those orange walls and orange floors and wanted to go for that earthier color scheme. But as I was playing around with the colors, I kind of fell into the black, dark brown, gray, and it was just really nice to look at. So I kept that, and it's definitely a very modern build. Still has mid-century touches, but we're going for modern amenities and modern appliances. The bedroom area is super simple too. Doesn't even have bedside tables, it just has tables behind it. And this is definitely a place where you would go for peace and quiet, just to hear the birds chirp and to get a nice view. The lot right now that I have it on also has a pretty nice view of the lake, as long as you don't build anything else in the world. So I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do with the other lots in Granite Falls, but this is going to be a vacation rental home in my blue save file, which I've talked about a couple of times on the channel already. But right now I'm kind of deciding if I want Granite Falls to be like a glamp ground, or if I do want to go a little bit more traditional. So right now I am plotting that out and trying to figure out, what vibe I want to go for in Granite Falls. I do enjoy modern homes like this, and I do think it would be fun to have a part of the world that is very modern or brutalist or just something along these lines. And there's not a lot of places or worlds where I feel like this aesthetic really fits very nicely, and Granite Falls just feels perfect for this particular style of architecture. So might build some more homes that are in this style, but we will see. This kitchen is also very straightforward. I have the new swatches on those base game counters that we have, and I didn't realize that the matching cupboards were so nice. That color is really rich and dark and I'd never seen it before, and it matches really nicely with the fridge from Snowy Escape. I just made that a little bit bigger with tool mod, and I'm using appliances from both Dream Home Decorator and Home Chef Hustle. So the dishwasher and sink are from Home Chef Hustle, and then the stovetop and oven are from Dream Home Decorator. This fireplace is from Business and Hobbies. I just raised up one of the TVs, didn't have to use tool mod for that one, I just raised it up with the 9 key. And then this bathroom, I absolutely love this bathroom. This is a bathroom I would love to take a bath in. I'm a bath girly, I wonder if you are too. I really love soaking in a bath, and having this view would just be so nice. Right now I have the glass walls next to the bath, but later on I turn that into an archway, and that way there's a little bit of airflow as well. Again, this is really meant for one person or a couple. Ideally it would be for a couple, but you don't have to worry too much about privacy when you're in the woods and you're just there with your partner. So that's what I had in mind for that. Adding some suitcases here just to indicate that this is a rental. It's always really nice to put a couple of suitcases in a rental property to make it feel a little bit more like a vacation home. And the furnishings, again, like I said, are super simple. I'm using items from the Refined Living Room kit, the Casanova kit, that's where the couches are from. Right now I'm putting down chairs from Snowy Escape. They are really nice, they do fit the forested feel, but they also felt a little bit too thick, so I keep trying to put them down in different locations, and then I keep getting rid of them. I don't think I keep them finally, although I might, now that I'm saying it, I can't really remember. And then the curtains that I'm using are from the Desert Luxe kit, and these go all the way around the house. I had in mind to have the concrete columns on this end of the home. The other half of the house is supported by the structure around the bathroom, but the other side of the home needed some structural support for the roof so that the glass walls aren't supporting the roof line. So that's why I have those columns over there. And I also try to place the curtains in a way where every part of the home has kind of an optimal view out the windows. But I did notice as I was placing them down that these curtains, which often do glitch out when they're in front of large glass windows, still have that same visual glitch with the glass walls. So that made it a little bit hard to take screenshots. It doesn't really bother me in live mode, and I don't think it's as noticeable if you play with half walls down. But that is something to keep in mind when you're placing those curtains in front of those walls. So I don't think that's something that'll be fixed, just because this is something that has, it's a glitch that's been around since those curtains came out in Desert Luxe. So it doesn't bother me too much. It was just really just for the screenshots. But if you notice that, just keep that in mind. Adding some last touches to the bathroom here, and then we are getting to landscaping. This is a really small lot, so there's not a lot of landscaping. I just added some large trees from the outdoor retreat pack to match the environment a little bit more, and then we just add some bushes and rocks and a couple of chairs and a little bit. So this is very straightforward. Since this is in Granite Falls, it's very easy to just step out of this house and do outdoor activities, so I didn't feel like I had to really put any of those camping activities on the lot, because if you place this in Granite Falls, you can just head out and do them. And if you use this as a residential home, you can definitely still have plenty of room indoors and outside for other activities if you want to place them around. So because this is so minimalist, there's still plenty of room in the home itself. Also, because I used the arch walls or the archways for the entrance of the home, there's technically no front door. And I just did that because I was building without custom content and I wanted it to feel really open. I did try many different doors, and they do place pretty nicely on the glass walls if they are the full height of the walls, but the archways kind of gave the look that I was going for. And as long as you have the thermostat on, which I did place. You can kind of see that on the screen here. Then even with the archways, you can still control the temperature even if it's snowing outside, but you can definitely replace those with real doors that close if that bothers you visually. But I really liked it, and I especially thought it would be nice for a summertime retreat, but it will definitely be maybe a little bit immersion breaking if you visit this lot in the winter time. So that can be a very easy switch. And of course, if you use custom content, it would be even easier to have a door that matches really nicely. What is nice about the glass walls, again, if you have a full height door, when you're building in build mode, you might not notice that the full height of the wall doesn't actually show when you have a ceiling. So as long as you have a ceiling in place, there is a little bit of a gap that doesn't show. So when you've got the roof down, it looks like there's a gap between the top of the archway and the ceiling, but there actually isn't when you are in first person mode. So that's also something to keep in mind when you're decorating, that there are things that could disappear into the ceiling if you're not careful with the placement when you get near the top of the wall height. So that is just something else to keep in mind. Now I'm adding some grass from the cottage living live edit mode. This is a really nice way to blend it into the environment as well. And I just added a fire pit with some chairs, and the chairs are from the Desert Luxe pack, and the fire pit is from Outdoor Retreat. And I'd love to know if this is a place where you'd like to stay. This is definitely an ideal vacation home for me. I really love this architecture style. I really love the idea of being in the woods with glass walls like this. It seems really ideal and peaceful. And like I said earlier, that bathroom is just so cool. Not to toot my own horn, but I just feel like that is such a nice bathroom. Looks like a really great place to relax. And I also try to spend a lot of time adjusting the lighting to make it extra moody. So there aren't ceiling lights everywhere. I did dim the lights. Most of them are dimmed. And I also did custom colors using the Better Built by mod to make them not too yellow, but still warm enough. And there's a little bit of hint of kind of an orangey reddish color as well, because I really love that particular shade in the lights in The Sims 4. So yeah, definitely cozy, definitely moody, romantic, and relaxing, which I think is a great vibe. And here I'm just switching out the bed. I use that bed from Seasons. I think that's Seasons all the time, and I was just getting a little bit tired of it. I came across the swatch from this base game bed, and even though they have a really low comfort, it did suit the color scheme of this home perfectly. So I went with that. And now I'm looking for the neck dark glasses from the horse pack. And when I placed this lot to play test it, I noticed that those glasses disappeared. So even though I put them there for decoration with the non-functional nectar bottle, when you place this lot, just keep in mind that those glasses might actually disappear. But that doesn't really matter as much because your sim will end up cleaning them up eventually anyway. And I thought about placing a nectar bottle from Horse Ranch just to have that available. But they didn't really fit the aesthetic. The top of the bottle is really short, so it looks more like a vodka bottle than it does a wine bottle. So I decided to just go for the decorative one, and that is from the Cozy Bistro kit. But we are actually nearing the end of the video, so I am just adding some final touches and doing little bits of lighting. This was a really fun and cozy build to do, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I also hope you can place this in your world and go on some trips with your Sims to this lot. If you do and you take any screenshots, if you're on Tumblr, please tag me. I would absolutely love to see if people are playing in my houses and what their Sims are doing there. So I would absolutely love to see that. So my username is reblueka, just like it is on YouTube. I'll also have the download links for the tray files linked down below. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers that I've also gotten over the past couple of weeks. I'm really happy to be here. Look forward to hearing what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.